What's going on, Bolt fam? I know bye weeks isn't as exciting. Um, like if you have fantasy football, you do underdog and all that. Like it's still somewhat fun, but it's not the same. Like not looking forward to watching the Chargers play and be able to see reviews and just kind of like excited to like see them play, see how this team continues to develop and everything. But I mean, either way, I mean I still love football. I ended up watching all the games. I know a lot of people wanted Dallas to get shredded because we play them Monday night, but is that better for us? Because doesn't that now mean that they might just come play us a little more pissed off? Because they got destroyed tonight. Like I thought these were gonna be too like I never thought the Dallas Cowboys were contenders. At the end of the day, look for Cowboy fans, your team is stacked. You have every position filled except for one. And as long as Dak Prescott's your quarterback, I'm sorry, you're never going to get there. And it showed today when you needed him the most, he always throws interceptions. And it feels like it's without failure. And you can also tell the difference of the game where it's like it does feel like the Cowboys were playing and calling plays more to not lose than they were to win. But you can clearly see that like, they don't have confidence the way that the 49ers have with Purdy. And at this point, man, it's no longer a question mark. Purdy is the real deal out there. He doesn't pop on screen, man. I think that's the cool thing about Purdy. He doesn't pop on screen whatsoever. And I kind of like that because it's like you watch him play, it feels like you kind of take him for granted, but you watch him play and it's like you see the way he reads the field, you see the way he drops like the most perfect balls for his players. I was watching some of the plays where it's like he gets Ayuk or even Kittle, and it's like by the time they made their cut, that ball was already coming down right into their hands. Like these players don't have to work hard to catch that ball. And I think that was like, dude, this kid is special. He reads the field so well. He has such a great feel for the game. Niner fans, dude, your team right now is scary as hell. Like, I would not want to play against the Niners right now. Even barring injuries, I think the Niners have so many, like, players that I think they're the scariest team in the league. I know the Chiefs are the defending champs. I know the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year, but I think the Niners are probably the most scary team in the league right now. And I don't think it's close. I think they might have a step over everybody. But that's just me. Anyways, I digress. But like I said, with the fact that now we saw how the Cowboys just got demolished, this kind of puts a little more pressure on us for like Chargers, because now this team is going to come back pissed. Because, I mean, they got wrecked, man. And I doubt they're just going to lay over. They're going to want to come and dominate us, which, again, then brings up another challenge for me where it's like, okay, well, if the Niners were able to do this. Now, I know talent-wise we're not on the Niners level. As much talent and superstars as this team has, the Niners are just different, right? They're stacked on every position. But if we come in and we struggle or the Cowboys make us look bad, or even if it's close, like how much confidence do we have on how far this team could go? Because there is a really high percentage chance that it will be the Niners in that Super Bowl from the NFC. I feel like now that's twice. I feel like the AFC has been overestimated. Where it's like, I remember last year everyone was talking about the AFC West, and then everyone just kind of didn't play up to what we all thought. And then this year, it's like everyone's talking about the AFC because the AFC is like the quarterback conference, right? You have Joe Burrow, Herbert, Lawrence, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. I mean, it's just a long list of the young QBs. And then you have the NFC where it's like everyone knew about the Eagles and the 49ers. But now the Lions are looking really good. Like, I knew they were going to make a leap, but they look legit. The Cowboys are there, but like I said, I don't think you're never going to be able to win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. If you can't rely on him in the toughest moments, I'm sorry, but it's just never going to work out. So yeah, I think the NFC has got all the powerhouses right now. I think the NFC has like all the teams that are probably Super Bowl, like true Super Bowl contenders, because I don't even think the Chiefs are. I hate to bring this up because I know everyone's like, the memes and everything with the whole Taylor Swift thing. But enough is enough. But it does feel like they're bailing them out a lot. Like I don't like that. Um, I don't know. So right now, like I'm not liking the whole. It was fun for a second or two, but now I'm not liking this whole Taylor Swift thing. Um, it's just I don't know. I'm looking at some of the clips and that pass interference towards the end of the game. It just feels like the Chiefs are getting bailed out. But anyways, um, but yeah, so we come back, play the Cowboys Monday night. I think that'll be a huge game for us. It'll tell us a lot about our team. Not only did we have a week to prepare, so I'm expecting a win here, but we had a whole week to prepare for a team that got completely banged up today. They got absolutely demolished. There's no way their ego is going to be okay by the time they come to play us. We are going to play them here in LA, which will be a huge Cowboy fan base. Like it's going to be a Cowboy home game. But I hope we can come in and play well. Like I said, watching today, like certain games, the Rams especially, and it just kind of like I'm trying to just we're in a bye week and just kind of give Staley a fresh start. But I look at like a team like the Rams, and a team like the Rams are getting the absolute best out of so many players. I don't even know. Their defense looks better than what I would think would be on paper. On paper, the Rams look amazing, or they don't look good at all. Look, the only name you really know is Aaron Donald. Outside of that, it's like a bunch of random players. Offensively, seeing all the weapons they're able to develop, and players are able to put in a scheme to really make them fit well, to really have a good like team. To me, is impressive. I thought the Rams were going to be a bad team this year, but it looks like they might still be able to sneak into a playoff spot. Can't say the same, for us. Like, it's not that I don't think we can make the playoffs. I still do, especially with the way that AFC has turned out and some teams that just have not looked as good or inconsistent. I think the AFC is wide open. I just think, like, if we're going to compete against a team like the Eagles, the Niners, we have to have more consistency coaching. We need to put our players in a better situation to succeed. And I hope that's kind of the case this like after this bye week. I hope Staley can just kind of take his defense back to the basics, because obviously what he's doing is just not working. It's not happening, which brings us kind of like to the J.C. Jackson situation. And like with J.C., man, initially when the news came out, they traded him. I was happy about it. But if he's not going to be contributing, if it sucks that we didn't really get nothing for him, but to be completely fair, I didn't think he was tradable. We also did save a lot of money, although it did save us a little bit this year, and then next year we still get like a dead cap hit. But after that, he's off the books, and that's when Herbert's contract comes into play. So cool, that actually works out in our favor. It would suck. It really would suck if he goes back to New England and starts to play well. But I doubt it, man. New England, I don't remember the last time I can say, like, the Patriots team. This team looks bad. And I don't see any comeback for them. So you know what? You go chill in New England, JC, and I'm excited for Keenan Allen to cook you. But like I said, I didn't have any ill intent or ill will towards JC until I started seeing some posts. Now, again, these are rumors, so I don't want to get like too hardcore about this, but supposedly he didn't want to play, and he was refusing to play against the Raiders. If that's true, man, JC, you know what? It makes me even more happy that we traded you. But it's like, to me, I think you should always carry yourself as a professional, and like for you to, have that sort of mindset on it. I don't know. I think it just rubbed me the wrong way, and that it just annoyed me a little bit. Just damn, really. I mean, the whole thing with JC too. I think we were all excited for it. So as much as like we're kind of, it's bittersweet. Like, yeah, we got rid of a toxic player in the locker room and someone that just wasn't producing. We were able to get a lot of his contract off the books, but it's like, I guess it just sucks because, I mean, you look at what we could have had if he turned out the way he was supposed to. None of us can get mad at Telesco. At the end of the day, like I said, we were all excited about this signing, and then it didn't work out, man. But part of me feels like it's going to be more Brandon Staley's scheme. But you know what? It is what it is. I don't think Staley's scheme works for our players. I've already said this before. I don't like Joey Bosa at a linebacker. I know it's supposed to be an edge, but there's still times where he has to come out into coverage with the way this team is schemed out. Um, I don't know. I don't like Kenneth Murray. I see the potential in him, but I just don't think this scheme fits him really well. Like, I think if you were to put a better scheme around him, he would be a superstar linebacker to me. Like, I see the potential, the athleticism in it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Staley's scheme, but like I said, I'm not going to pretend to think I know more than he does about football. But, coming off the bye week, look, I'm hoping we come back healthy. We come back ready to play. We come in with a different mindset. Got a little more time for our offense to gel, our players to gel together. Hopefully we have Jalen Guyton back. I think that will help our offense and some of our young players like Johnston to kind of get a little more space. I am a little disappointed we didn't get Claypool. Although I know he could have been toxic, I just feel like the ceiling was high, and I would have loved the speed. Yeah, he does a lot of the things that Mike Will does, but he had a lot more speed than Mike Williams. I would have liked that. I don't know. It was just something in mind, but I know that was one of those things, but it would have been cool if we were able to get Claypool. At this moment, I don't know if we really need to trade for a receiver. I think the only concern that I have, because the corner that we signed in order to, now that JC is gone, the numbers don't look good for this player. I forgot his name. I got to look into it, but I forgot his name. But I was kind of hoping we would sign either a vet corner or even trade up to get somebody. Because I do think we need the help in our secondary. I don't like our secondary at all right now. It looks very thin, and it's a lot of unknown players. And Staley has yet to show me that he's able to, develop no-name players. So, I don't know. I was kind of hoping we would make some moves in the secondary, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We're already about to head into Monday, and if that doesn't happen by now, I doubt it, because they probably wouldn't be game ready by Monday night. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know how you guys are feeling about the season this year. I still think we'll be able to right the ship and turn it around. But Monday night, we play here in LA. I'm excited to see how it goes, but I think that should be a win for us. I think the Cowboys have shown they're not the powerhouse team they were looking like. Their defense was looking just unstoppable, but at the end of the day, I think something else that wasn't taken into consideration, who do they really play? The Giants, the Cardinals, and I think they got beat by the Cardinals. They got beat by the Cardinals. And then when they actually played a real team like the Niners, they got beat. I think this is a team we should be able to beat. I'm coaching, I think, is not that much better than us. I'm not a fan of McCarthy. Like I said, watching this game, it was clear the different mindsets. The Niners came in to dominate, and then Dak Prescott just came in just trying not to lose the game. You could just tell there was a huge difference between the two teams. The Cowboys definitely don't trust Dak Prescott, and you can see why. I mean, when you needed him the most, he went from, just being calm to just throwing pick after pick. And some of them were bad, man. But yeah, I think we're going to come in. I think Herbert's going to have a great game. We just got to be careful. Michael Parsons going to come in hot. But, man, I don't know. I think there was a lot of podcasts that I was watching, and they had a lot of great takes on JC, and I just kind of wanted to throw my 2 cents in there. But, and we'll get more in depth with the Cowboy game and everything. I just kind of like to rant. But, I can't wait for next week. It's just, like I said, football is my favorite time of the year. It's just so much fun week to week, but it's not the same when your team isn't playing. So let's get ready for the Cowboys. Hopefully our players can rest up. I'm excited to see, we're still on Staley watch. I want to see how he works outside of the bye. Can he make better decisions? Can he put these players in better positions to succeed? Are we going to come back healthy? Except the only player I know we're for sure going to be without is going to be Corey Linsley. Get well, man. Hopefully the heart situation is, something that won't be long term. But yeah. And then, Yeah, let's just kind of see what this coaching staff does. For anyone that thought Staley's going to get fired throughout the season, it's not happening. I really doubt it, no matter what happens at this point. He is going to be with us the rest of the year. I can't speak for next year. I would hope that he isn't. I think he is our biggest weakness at this moment. But again, I'm going to try to be a little more optimistic, a little more positive about it. And then, hopefully he can prove us wrong. But, I mean, we already have 2 years and a quarter of football of watching him coach, and it's just hard to get behind it. It's hard to get behind some of his decisions. But, look, all I want out of this bye week is for you to have a true game plan, Staley. Have a true game plan. Be decisive with your decisions. And just be smarter with some of the things you do. If you're going to go for it on fourth down, like I said, put your players in the best position to succeed. If you're going to go for it on fourth down, you should have a whole playbook, a plethora of plays that you can use in those situations. If your defense is not performing well and giving up a ton of yards, be ready to make adjustments. Go back to the basics. Start implementing your defense little by little if you have to, but just go back to the basics. We don't need to do nothing crazy. I don't care whether we get sacks. We get it. Tule's going to be a stud. I just think we need to get stops. It doesn't have to be pretty. I don't care whether we get interceptions, sacks. All I want is to get stops. Get our offense on the field more often. I don't like watching our defense on the field, time after time. I feel like, honestly, out of the 4 games we've played, I think 3 of them we've lost time of possession. We need to turn that around. We need to get the ball in our offense's hands. Now with Eckler back, I'm hoping we can get the running game back in order. I just think there's a lot we have to prove coming into this bye, especially because it's not even over. If we can get by the Cowboys and we can go 3-2, which I think is important, we already know how we play against the Chiefs. And I still believe we can win both games. The Chiefs don't look that good. But I'm not going to lie to you. It feels like we're going to be battling against the refs with that, the way the games have been going. But that's going to be a game we can save for later. But the Chiefs are looking vulnerable. So hopefully we can come in, get some momentum, take this win here right off the bye, and then go into Kansas City. And, man, could we pull off 2 in a row? If we could pull off 2 in a row against the Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs, I think that'll say a lot about us. I think we'll start hearing our names a lot in a lot of these sports shows, man. And I kind of want that hype. I want people to start, remembering that we are still a dangerous team, that Justin Herbert is still going to be in the race for this MVP, that we will be a playoff team. So I want that hype. And I want us to be able to thrive under that pressure. We need to prove that we're not always going to crack under the pressure. We're not always going to throw away games. It's going to be another thing we need to worry about. Whatever happens, if we are toe-to-toe, I want us to make big plays in big-time situations. If we are down, I want you to make adjustments daily to see the way we can come back into the game. And then, if we get a lead, by all means, stop playing scared. Play to win. Don't do what the Cowboys did today. You see how bad that is. You have a stud QB. Trust your defense. At the end of the day, it's just don't play to lose, play to win. Anyways, that's just kind of it for my rant, y'all. But I wanted to kind of post something even during the bye. And, everyone's already been talking about the JC thing. You know what? At the end of the day, good riddance, man. I'm not going to hold no ill will towards you. It's not worth it. It is what it is. It didn't work out. But you know what? We had an out. And we'll be okay. Anyways, have a good night, Bull fam. Get ready for next week. And I'm excited to see how this goes. For now, peace.